Kayla Stark here. I am the illustrator for Bread for Words, a Frederick Douglass story. And I want to say a huge thank you to the folks at Bank Street and to all the children that voted for naming Bread for Words the silver medal recipient for the 2021 Irma S. Black Award for Excellence in Children's Literature. It means so much to be trusted to illustrate this book. To the folks at Sleeping Bear Press and to Shanna, I tried to take my time and put a lot of thought and effort into the illustrations to illustrate the story as it needed to be. It means a lot, and I'm so happy that this book won the award. We're in my studio right now. My desk is right there, and I want to take you on a little trip so you can see behind the scenes of an illustration. You can see sketches, the materials I used, challenges I faced, some of my favorite spreads, and I'll talk more about the book. So let's go. Bread for Words is a story about Frederick Douglass. He was born in Maryland into slavery and later became a leader in the abolitionist movement. This story is about how he taught himself to read and write, even though it was illegal and incredibly dangerous if he was caught. Frederick was clever. Here he is after being sent to a family in Baltimore, and these boys here end up kind of unintentionally helping teach him to read and write. And this is actually my favorite spread in the whole book. I used a lot of different materials. I used color pencils, watercolor pencils, some pan pastel, regular pencils, and then a little bit of my computer, my iPad at the end, just to tidy things up. The most challenging part when illustrating Frederick was keeping consistency while aging him up. So the story starts when he's about 5 or 6, and then we see him when he's around 7 or 8 and all the way to teenage years. This story ends when he's about 13 to 15, and this was the character sketch I did for the editor. I traced each sketch with my light pad onto watercolor paper to get it ready for painting, and I used a warm colored pencil so the paint could cover that more easily. To do the illustrations, I started with the sketch, and then I used the watercolor pencils to fill in some of the bigger areas of color. So his skin, his hair, his shirt, and the bread around him. Next, I grab the regular color pencils and start doing details. His hair texture, the details of his face, the details of his clothing, and then I use watercolor pencil and pan pastel for the background. And finally, here's a big pile of paintings and sketches. The paintings I finished in the iPad or on the computer, and you can see some of the sketches there underneath. So this is all of the work in a pile. So thank you again to everyone that voted for Bread for Words, to the team at Sleeping Bear, and to Shanna for bringing Frederick's story to life in picture book form. It was an honor to illustrate.